ये सब कुछ हिल रहा है, दरवाजे खिड़कियां हिल रही हैं, and ईशान comes and he's like, wake up, wake up. मैंने कहा हाँ क्या हो गया? कहता thunderstorm. मैंने कहा तो like, share, subscribe, social catch-up pages. Another take, last one.
Hi, this is Shachi Lavingia. You're watching me on Social Catch-Up Binge. My guest for today is Anuj Singh Duhan. You might have watched him as Speedy on a recently released Pippa. Congratulations on your film. How do you feel about this?
Thank you so much. And it's been a great week.
Yeah.
And actually 2 weeks now. Overwhelming. People are calling me, messaging me, congratulating me. It's different because, I mean, I was very nervous कि जब फिल्म आएगी बाहर, people should not look at me like, okay, अच्छा ठीक है, अच्छा दिखता है, मॉडल रहा है, तो they should not look at me like that.
Yeah.
But when people call me and they talk about my skills and my craft and how I performed, it feels really nice and very satisfying कि हाँ, people are talking about my craft.
Yeah.
Not the looks and not how I looked on screen or what kind of presence I had. But the scenes, they're talking about the scenes. So I know you didn't ask me that question, but
That's totally fine.
But it's been great, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's more than I expected, actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pippa may be your first feature film, but you've done a bunch of other projects before, like Dad, David, and Danny, Your Honor, and so many more. How was this experience specifically different from the rest?
पहले वाले shows थे.
Yeah.
And film is film.
Yeah.
And especially with Raja sir, because I was a big fan of Airlift. According to me, it is one of the best films in India.
Right.
And little did I know that I would be working with him after a few years watching that film. So it's an action film, right? We had a huge set and tanks are going and action, like live action and all that. It's different. It's very technical. At the same time, you have to keep your inner world. You have to be truthful. So it's very different.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like I have done before in my life. So that experience itself was was very different. Yeah, I mean, I feel really grateful and blessed that I got to start with Raja sir, and he's a brilliant man. He's very intelligent, and especially with RKF and RSVP, the big platforms, big production houses.
Right.
It's a big film, and the kind of friendship we build on the film and how it came out, the comradeship and the friendship and brotherhood. So yeah, it's been a great journey.
Wow. How did you prepare for your role, Speedy, in Pippa? Were there any challenges you faced while shooting for it?
I gave this audition during COVID, right? And during COVID, we all were hopeless. Kind of कि पता नहीं अभी कोई shoot होगा भी या नहीं होगा, because first wave, second wave, everything was stopped. So Tess Joseph did my audition.
Okay.
And I got shortlisted. I went to meet Raja sir, and Raja sir was like, so this is the character, and you're playing Tejinder Singh Sidhu, his name is Speedy, and you're gonna do this, and we will have to work on the character like this. You'll go for army training, you'll do this and that, and I'm like, so I'm locked. So this is not like a meeting,
Right.
I'm locked, and he's like, yeah, welcome aboard. You didn't know that? मैंने कहा नहीं, I thought I'm just meeting you and I don't know if I'm gonna get this or not. So he said, yeah, welcome aboard, you're on. So we, me and Ishan met, and Chandrachud, who's playing Chiefy in the film. So we went to Suratgarh for a very intensive training camp. We did 11 kilometers running with rifle, like proper cadets, the proper training. We did rope climbing, sprints, and we drove actual tanks. We fired from actual tanks.
This sounds exhausting.
And it literally feels like when you fire from the tank, it's like it came out of your chest like boom.
Wow.
And it was a different experience because I'm sure not all civilians get to do this, right?
Yeah,
Get to
absolutely.
experience this. But I used to go to Gurudwara also just to channelize that the feel, how it feels like to be a Sikh Sardar, and how and it's very like nuances. It's not a big thing,
Right.
Because it doesn't come in your speech or whatever. You bring the dialect, but just to feel it, I wanted to be very authentic.
Yeah.
And come out very organic. And I didn't want to disappoint Teji साहब also कि उनकी family देखेगी, so it should not feel like यार पता नहीं क्या करके आ गया.
Right.
So yeah, we had like difficult army training camps, and we did workshops a lot. And Raja sir helped me out with understanding the character and how it feels and what you should do and what are the layers of the scene and the character. Yeah.
I actually want to understand why Speedy. Like, what is the thought process behind your character's name?
So even I didn't know.
Yeah.
So we were shooting this one particular scene at Chief's house one day, and Balram Singh Mehta came, brigadier. Ishan is playing him.
Right.
So he's like, अरे यार तुमने स्पीडी नाम क्यों रखा है? तुम तेजी भी रख सकते थे. मैंने कहा सर लेकिन स्पीडी नाम था ना, मतलब निकनेम. कहते हाँ स्पीडी था, लेकिन क्यों था? मैंने कहा सर हमें तो नहीं पता. क्या तेजी ने बताया नहीं? मैंने कहा नहीं बताया, आप बता दो. It's like तेजेंद्र सिंह सिद्धू.
Right.
Nickname तेजी. तेजी means speed.
Oh wow.
तो तेजी मतलब fast.
Yeah.
Speedy.
Oh God. Okay.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah.
And I called तेजी साहब and I was like, तेजी साहब आपका नाम स्पीडी इसलिए था. कहते हाँ मुझे तो उन्हें पता नहीं था. मैंने कहा अरे यार, मैंने कहा we could have cracked a joke
Yeah.
in the film if we knew before.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
How do you establish chemistry with your co-stars for on-screen authenticity? Are there any memorable moments or anecdotes from the set that you can share with us?
me and Ishan met during reading, and obviously I saw him a lot during COVID. He was doing live videos, and he loves dancing, right?
Right.
And he loves music. So I always used to look at his Instagram and he's dancing and his music. So I used to comment like, please, can you tell me the name of the song? And he never replied. So we met during reading. And I was like, I don't know how will we vibe. But while we were on our way to Suratgarh, we started talking.
Yeah.
We reached and he was asked कि भाई rooms का क्या करना है? And straight away he was like, नहीं मैं और अनुज शेयर कर सकते हैं रूम. I was like, ठीक है. तो मैंने कहा चलो हाँ बहुत बढ़िया है, तो bonding हो जाएगी.
Yeah.
So the very first night, and this is the first time I'm talking about this on media, the very first night there was a thunderstorm at 2 a.m. Okay, and I was sleeping like, I was dead sleep. And Ishan is a light sleeper
Right.
during these kind of conditions because ऊपर से आवाज वगैरह भी आ रही थी. तो भयंकर thunderstorm. ठीक है, सब कुछ हिल रहा है, दरवाजे खिड़कियां हिल रही हैं. And Ishan comes and he's like, wake up, wake up. मैंने कहा हाँ क्या हो गया? कहता thunderstorm. मैंने कहा तो कहता भाई गिर जाएगा सब कुछ. तो मैंने कहा हाँ तो क्या कर सकते हैं अभी? Because when I sleep, वो कहावत है ना घोड़े बेच के सोना.
Yeah.
मैं ऐसे सोता हूँ घोड़े बेच के एकदम से. It was a very funny incident. वो कहता है खिड़की दरवाजे बंद कर दूं. मैंने कहा हाँ भाई कर सकता है, जो तेरा मन करे तो कर. So we used to wake up at 5 a.m., go and train together, do everything together, and we like training. Anyways, like physical training. So we really enjoyed that. It used to go till 11 p.m. Then we used to sit with army officers because we had to make notes the entire day. Come back, dead tired, talk to each other, and then sleep, wake up together. So we did that for 7 days continuously, and plus music. And he's a very, very nice guy. Like he's very friendly.
Yeah.
He understands that for the film, we need this bond. So just not on the screen, we have to do it off screen also.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a major thing, and the credit goes to him and Raja sir because Raja sir planned all this. कि भाई ऐसे ऐसे आप लोगों को करना चाहिए.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was very nice.
Wow. Do you have any favorite scenes from the movie?
One is when Sam Bahadur, he comes and talks to Ishan and asks him to like, hey, you did a good job with the tank, and he allows him to go to front and fight. That was a very nice scene. I always tell him that it's one of my favorite scenes. And there are other scenes also. Chiefy's speech, some of the brothers, Priyanshu and Ishan's chemistry, especially the climax scene. And मेरे कुछ scenes भी हैं.
Of course.
I really, I don't know if it's, I don't know, but I love my hospital scene.
Yeah.
And I love how Raja sir turned my character into a humorous but warrior.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the feel of the army. They're not always so stiff.
Yeah.
They are also human beings and they laugh and then they crack jokes. And because आप जब border पे हो और आपको पता है सुबह लड़ाई होने वाली है and you have to go and fight. So those people are not tense at night. They're very relaxed because उनका काम है ये and they are really proud of that because they are fighting for the country. So they are not stressed. Yes, they are strategizing and planning and all that, but just to keep the mood light, they always joke around, laugh, you know, and that's I think that's something Speedy brought to the film.
Right.
You know, the banter and those light moments. But when it comes to battle, he goes there and he does it. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Even this angle to it must have been such a different experience to watching army men in such a different light, even when you all were doing your research, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
To get to see what they are like even off battle, when they're just amongst themselves. Like you said, they don't always have to, they're not worried.
Yeah.
They're not stressed about it. That must have been something so different to experience as well.
Yeah, and because while we were training, and we did 2 army camps, Suratgarh and Ahmednagar.
Yeah.
And we were observing all the officers, and they're very chill and relaxed. They're not like always standing straight and stiff.
Yeah.
They're normal people too. And they're like, अरे भाई क्या खाएगा?
Yeah.
क्या करना है आज रात को? It's not all about कि ऐसे बात करनी है, ऐसे खड़ा होना है और ऐसे काम करना है.
Yeah.
They're very chill. They play snooker. They hang out. They talk about life.
Yeah.
कि उनको क्या क्या करना है लाइफ में और क्या क्या करना है. And they're very chill.
Yeah.
And me and Ishan were like, यार हाँ, this is something we can bring to our characters.
Absolutely.
You know, we don't have to be stiff.
Yeah.
Because we have seen that kind of thing before on screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to make them human. You know, as human as possible.
Yeah. Besides being an actor, you've also been a model. Can you tell me about your journey so far?
It was very difficult when I started because no one gave me work. Everyone thought कि नहीं तुझसे you're not the model material. I was in Delhi. I finished my college. A DU pass out. तो मैं जाता था लोगों से मिलता था. And I like काम दे दो यार. फ्री में ही काम दे दो कुछ तो दे दो. And people were like नहीं यार तेरे से नहीं होगा. You go home and you're not cut out for this. But then somehow I figured it out. I prepared myself and I did my shoot and then it happened.
Yeah.
And I was everywhere like in 1 year. And I was like okay. This is working. Then I traveled internationally, did good campaigns, and Grazia wrote once, Grazia and Vogue, one of the top male models in India.
Wow.
I was like, okay. I thought that thing is not happening anymore. That top male models in India and all that stuff. Like that's great.
Yeah.
But in 2018, 17 end, that's when I thought, I think this part of my life, I'm done with it. I'm very satisfied with what I did. Now it's time to move on.
Yeah.
And that's when I figured that I want to act. And I didn't want to act like कि हाँ ठीक है यार कोई part कर लेंगे ऐसे वैसे. I really wanted to work on my skills, my craft. So I did nothing for 3 years.
Wow.
I just did my acting workshops rigorously, went to different acting schools, and just worked on it. Nothing else. 3 साल मैंने कुछ नहीं किया.
And it must have been scary to like leave everything for 3 years to work on yourself.
Yeah, क्योंकि पैसे खत्म हो जाते हैं.
Yeah, of course. 3 years is a lot.
लोग पूछते हैं यार तू आराम से पैसे बना सकता है जो तू कर रहा था.
Yeah.
You can manage both. You know, लोग करते हैं.
Yeah.
मैंने कहा मैं नहीं कर सकता. I can't be in 2 boats at the same time.
Yeah.
Because people think that this is the same thing. Modeling, acting, same चीज़ है. ऐसा नहीं.
Of course not.
And I really believe in visualizing yourself where you want to see.
Yeah.
And you really have to believe that you're cut out for that particular thing. So if I don't see myself as a model anymore and I really want to act, so I have to go all in.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and so that's why I was like, I'm not going to do anything else in my life anymore. दाल रोटी खा लूंगा अगर पैसे खत्म हो गए तो, पर करूंगा मैं यही करूंगा.
Yeah.
And till my teachers ask me to audition, I will not audition. Because मुझे जाके बेइज्जती नहीं करवानी है कि पहली टैग लगा होता है सबके सामने कि models can't act.
Yeah.
मैंने मुझे वो नहीं करना है. मुझे जो आने वाले उनका भी नाम खराब नहीं करना है, मेरे को परफॉर्म करना है.
Yeah.
So I really worked hard on that. So it's been a difficult journey, but I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
Because it taught me a lot of life lessons. Because that's when I understood that acting is no different than life.
Yeah.
I think it's all a bit serious now.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's what the truth is.
Since you're fairly new to the industry, how do you cope with rejection right now when you go for auditions?
बुरा तो लगता है.
I'm sure.
बुरा तो लगता
Yeah.
है. बहुत दिल टूटता है.
It's so hard to not take it personally.
It is very hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that नहीं यार कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता and I'm all like
Yeah.
नहीं
Yeah.
बहुत फर्क पड़ता है.
I don't know if there's anybody who doesn't feel bad. Like, how do you reach that space where you're like, हाँ ठीक है, next.
I mean it takes few days.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you get shortlisted
Yeah.
and you are about to get the part, but then you get a call कि नहीं यार तेरा नहीं हुआ है
Yeah.
और ऐसे हो गया है.
Yeah.
And then you tell yourself कि नहीं कुछ नहीं next, be positive. But नहीं होता है यार. You really feel for yourself.
Absolutely.
Not sorry, but
yeah.
कि अरे यार कब होगा?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm working really hard.
Yeah.
कब होगा? Why people don't see me the way I see myself?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a process. It takes time.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that I got to start with this man, this production house.
Yeah.
And I made friends like Ishan and Chandrachur on the film. It's a good start and really grateful for that. But yeah, it's tough. But you just wake up and I think जब भी मेरे से कोई पूछता है, even though I go through the same stuff,
Yeah.
but I think over the period of time degree कम होती जाती है आपकी life में. But it's just hope in the morning.
Yeah.
And the inspiration, because that motivation,
Yeah.
because you really know why you're doing this.
Yeah.
If you don't know the why, I don't think anyone can sustain in this industry.
Very true.
Because then you get distracted and then you get demotivated. But when you wake up and you know why you're doing this, what do you want out of it, I think you are very hopeful.
Yeah.
And you're inspired every single morning. And then you go through the same mundane life.
That's
Because
true.
unless you're shooting for the film, it's very mundane.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up, you do the same routine, whatever you do, like meditation, reading, whatever, and do your preparation.
Yeah.
It's very mundane. So it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a lot of time on your hand and it can go wrong also.
Yeah.
वो बोलते हैं ना खाली दिमाग शैतान का दिमाग. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, of
But
course.
Then you keep yourself busy in other things, learning
Yeah.
new skills.
Superb. My last question for you: what are the next projects that or the roles that you're hoping to explore? Like, can you tell us a little more about what's next for you?
Yeah, I'm part of this really nice project.
Mm-hmm.
We finished a few months back. It's directed by Rima Kakti and written by Rima and Zoya, produced by them, Tiger Baby. It's a beautiful, beautiful film.
Yeah.
I can't reveal much about the project, but I'm really looking forward to that.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful project.
Yeah.
And it's also a real life story,
Okay.
real life characters. So
Yeah.
both the films are on real life and real characters, and both are like pulls apart.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I feel really blessed because I get to explore like really, really different sides of
Yeah.
both the personalities.
Yeah.
And when people will see it, I really hope that they'll be like, he's versatile.
Yeah.
He can do this and he can do that also.
Wow.
So yeah, really looking forward to that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for having me and for taking the time out for having this conversation with us. And best of luck for everything that you have coming.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
This is Anuj Singh Duhan signing off. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, Social Ketchup, Ben's YouTube channel.